It was April 2001 when my principal asked me to reach the office. I was really amazed. I said, "What is the problem?" As I walked down the corridor, I had, you know, my mind was full of curiosity. I was thinking, what new thing is coming to pop up? So then, as I entered the room with these thoughts, she was so excited and she said that I have something new for you, a new responsibility. And that, you know, I was so excited for. When she handed over, she said, I am going to give you something which is wonderful, which is exciting, which is fulfilling. And you will be entrusted with to be the in charge of the conservation club. I was in joy, pride, and excitement. But behind my mind, I knew that it is not a position. It is a mission to transform my students. I had to nurture them. I have to nurture awareness in them, inspire responsibility, and foster the sustainable practices in them. So now, this was the topic of the millennium. Topic of the millennium. Why? Because Earth was in danger. We know because of the environmental challenges, scarcity of water, deforestation, pollution, and dying of these um, natural habitat. We really have to do something. So therefore, my mission started. The mission started, that I had to do something different through interactive talks, nature walks, by talking to by talking to other people, taking them for camps and other places, nukkad nataks. I decided that I have to sow the seed of hope, compassion, courage in my students to make them responsible. The water we drink from the water bottle, it has energy, electricity, which is used to pump it. It has the fuel to transport it, and the plastic, which outlive you and me. So now, what should we do? What do we humans do? That is a question I want to ask you. So I decided that I'm going to tell you a story which I did with my students. So therefore, we know that India has 4% of the water resources of the world, and it sustains 20% of the world population. Now, our state of Rajasthan experienced dry spells from 1999 to 2002. So our Vidyalaya, proactively started the rainwater harvesting structure to capture the water which falls from the sky. And our students, they were motivated and they saw that the catchment area was clean. They saw that there was no blockages. The water could flow down into the recharge pit. They explained them to the juniors, and that's how they got an impactful impact on their mind to bring about a change. They saw that in these last 24 years, we have saved 40 million liters of water, and that is just for a social cause. Now, these impactful students, they went door to door to convince people to adopt rainwater harvesting structures, and then they themselves made so many working models on water conservation. And then finally, we had another duck pond which has 13,000 liters of water, which was used, twice a week. So soon, a biotreatment plant was formed to reuse this wastewater using aquatic macrophytes. And they saw with pride how our school lawns were being nourished with this wastewater. Even now, the RO water, waste so much gallons of water. For 1 liter of water, we require 3 liters of water, which is wasted. So we replace the RO water purifiers with normal purifiers in school, saving gallons of water. So rainwater harvesting, reuse of water is no more an option. It is a necessity. Next, we have Waste management, which is a life in a Vidyalaya, it is a way of life. Every corner of our Vidyalaya has two dustbins, one to collect paper waste for recycling, another for the miscellaneous waste. Secondly, we have, the children, like ma'am said, they are making handmade paper out of hosiery waste. They are super excited when it comes to paper making because they see how paper is being made themselves. They are making, models out of by reusing paper, plastic, and e-waste, and which is being showcased at various places. They are also, making cloth bags. These cloth bags are made out of old saris so that they can spread the message: no to plastic, no to poly bags. They are vermicompost pits there in our school, where the children initially were very hesitant and reluctant to touch also because it had a layer of cow dung. But slowly, by seeing me, by, seeing the earthworms, they started, playing with them and bringing vegetable and fruit peels so that they do not die hungry. So by this, they are making manure out of waste, and this is used for the school lawns. One student child, he came up with an idea of waste marathon, which created a slogan: marathons generate messages and not waste. And they cleaned up the entire Jaipur marathon route by picking up plastic bottles and papers. Next, we have the Eco Anirman project, in which the students reuse the plastic bottles, fill up with polythenes, and then make eco bricks. And these eco bricks, they are using it for furniture, for making maize for the school lawns. Not only this, they empowered and trained the underprivileged women to upcycle plastic into accessories, and these were sold during the PTMs of the school. This is the need of the hour. This is the time when I saw my students transform as innovators, social innovators, to make a difference. The plastic, we know that it takes 450 years to decompose. And this is choking our rivers. Microplastic is seeping into the ground, underground water, and even milk. So therefore, our Vidyalaya was the pioneer school in Jaipur since the very inception, has said no to plastic. There are no plastic being used in the canteens, nor being the water bottles served in the school. So let's all take a pledge today to stop and ban the use of single-use plastic and to segregate waste at source. Next, we have children being the voice of the voiceless. That is, they campaigned all around the Jaipur city, through street plays. They conveyed the message that glass-coated manjas are not good for flying kites. This was the way they tried to save birds. They not only did this, these empowered and passionate children, they listen to their heart. They are making a difference because they want to nurture, to protect, and to preserve our Mother Earth. They are doing eco-restoration of Mansagar Lake, planting trees also. Aravali is the oldest mountain of the world. They are older than Himalayas, and our school students, thought of saving the Aravalis at Motidori. So a silent awareness march was organized, in which they participated in the peace rallies, sat on dharnas. They also, protested in front of the JDA office. They also, ran for signature campaigns school to school. In that, they got the support of the environmentalists. Princess Diya Kumari was a part of it. The alumni, we have parents, media, everyone supported us. And when they protested against JDA and met JDA commissioner, he gave us the assurance, yes, we will see to it. And slowly, the construction of high-rise buildings on the foothills of Aravalis was stopped. Instead, Jagat Singh Park was left to be created. So that is the power of collective action that we can do. So now, the seeds which I sowed of hope that one day has now grown up, as big trees which are going to change the world, which are going to give shade to the world. I have one say for you today, that tomorrow when you are throwing anything in the dustbin, just think twice. Can I reuse it? Can I reuse? If yes, then stop it. And if we all, thousands of us, ask this question every day, I think we can make a difference. We can protect our planet Earth. The Conservation Club motto is waste not, want not. And this motto says it all. That is the art of finding living. That is, conservation in our school is not being taught, it is being lived. And this is being lived with the support of our management, our teachers, our office staff, as well as the visionary principal who takes active efforts and supports us in every manner. So we know that earth is finite, time is finite, and so our consumption should also be. If we consume less, we emit less. If we emit less, we make our earth happy because earth has time to breathe. Thank you.